Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, it is a beautiful sunny day out here and we are going to head into the greenhouse and look at some stuff. We're gonna go in and see what's going on in here. So let's do that right now. Now, before we go any further, I did want to do a little bit of a thank you first at the beginning of this video. I want to thank these guys here, J. Orbson Technic Apps, for some new roof vents. They are awesome looking. I can't believe the quality of these things. Just absolutely amazing. They're made in Denmark. Beautiful quality. I'm just blown away. They make my old roof vents look like little tiny tiny things anyways. I opened this box and I couldn't believe the quality of these things. The weight is amazing, and just everything about them is just so good. So I can't wait to get these installed in my roof. And yeah, if you wanted a link to their website, I'm gonna put that in the description below, and there is their website as well, info@orbsontechnic.com. And yeah, so good quality roof vents made out of Denmark. They are awesome. What else do we have? Okay, let's get going. Outside, I got this as a gift from Brandon there. Came in nice. He didn't even tell me what he was shipping. He just said he was shipping a gift. So this is a nice blue Vanda type orchid. There's the tag. And I don't know if it had it when I first got it or not. It didn't come potted, so I potted it in this. A little bit of moss down there in a nice little hanging basket. But it has got a spike, so I'm not sure if that was there to start with or not. It's definitely gotten bigger since I've had it here. So it doesn't hang in the doorway here. It hangs in the warm side, but I wanted to have it front and center so we could see it nice, and this is going to be beautiful. I'm really looking forward to this bloom, and we'll definitely do a video when that guy blooms for me. I really like the blue purple orchids. Lepidopes bicolor is right here in bloom as well, looking really nice. Bunch more of them over here underneath the pictures. Whoops, I just dumped the picture out. So what else do we got? My Restripia is in bloom. The door is open, so this guy's in full sun right now. But yeah, my Cedra japonica is out in bloom up here. What else do we got out in bloom? I don't know. My Ventricosa is out in bloom. Anybody cares about that? So that's pretty cool. I got rid of the roof vent, and now I got some space to walk in here. First thing you're going to notice is probably hanging paper towels all over everything. That is my sort of irrigation system for these guys. You'll see this around the greenhouse. So things are in trays. Most of the trays have a hole somewhere hidden up about 1 centimeter, so the trays can't get too full without draining. I put water in here. You can see the water level up to like the perlite there. That's about how far I fill it. And then the cephalotus, or whatever other plant is in the tray, soaks up water from the bottom, keeps the leaves dry, and these things drip out. So this one, it's getting slow now because this is pretty much empty, but the water wicks out, and within, I would say 12 hours, the water is dry again in there, but it gives them a good watering. So if you see paper towel hanging out of trays, that is what it's for. Well, we're also over here. The side fan is going. You can probably barely see it on camera, or camera could be showing it like all wonky right now. You know how video is for fans. But anyways, that is my first stage cooling because it's quite warm today. It is on a thermostat, and when the thermostat reaches a set temperature, I think it's 75 Fahrenheit, which is about 22 Celsius, this starts to vent. It vents air in from my cool side. Here in BC, our air is pretty dry, so it does kick on the hydrofogger a little bit, or a hydrofogger a little bit more often than normal. Since we are over in this vicinity, this is where all my hamadas are hanging out these days, all my bigger ones anyways. I repotted the 3 biggest ones this spring, well, late winter, into bigger pots. This one looks like it's from February, so I'm sure they all are. And anyway, so they went into 1-gallon pots now, and they're doing well. There's no uppers at the moment looking up, but there are some nice lowers. These guys here, they did lose all their pictures when they got repotted, so I was like starting from scratch. but they're looking pretty good. Lots of basil shoots coming out on all of them. So it slowed down the upper vines a lot with all the energy going into at least a couple basil shoots per plant. So they're going to be bushy pretty soon. You can see that one there. The ones in the foreground, these ones here are Borneo Exotics Hamadas. They're just a little bit more toothy. I do like them. Even as a smaller size, they're just a little bit more toothy than the other ones. They open up and they're red too, so that's kind of neat. Those ones are still in 4-inch pots. And they have been my cursed plants, actually. Not cursed, they're easy to grow, but I kept breaking off the growth tips. I did on both of them. So I think they're just both kind of growing out of it now, but I haven't had pictures on these guys for a while. So that's Hamada BE Clone 3715. Very nice plants out, and then I just have a little like row of sphagnum moss here in the front to kind of cover the pots a little bit. They all have their individual irrigation system, so I don't forget to water. It is on a timer, and I'll increase that length of time and the frequency as the days get warmer as we go into summertime. But I don't want to forget anything, so a lot of stuff is now on its own irrigation, which was working out really well. We showed the watering trays for the cephs, but we didn't actually show the cephalotus. These guys got 100% repot this year as well. I put some white sand on the top to hopefully stop the little bits of native mosses from growing. I did try sphagnum moss at the top coat for these guys, and it just like covered them, so that was no good. What else? I'm not letting them bloom this year. I've been snipping off bloom spikes, trying to get them just to, being they just got repotted, to kind of get reestablished and everything. But they're all doing pretty good. I find they take the repotting pretty easily. It slows them down for like a month or two. Some of the pictures kind of go a little bit lids closed. But yeah, some new little Hummers Giants there. Eden Black came in tiny. Hopefully it will get growing again. It's kind of like a stunted little plant. Some German Giants. Those are my new ones. Uh-oh, there's another bloom spike. See the bloom spike there? I went off and got my scissors. You guys are gonna like hate this. Ready? And oh, there it is. I am doing this to conserve energy this year because I don't want them blooming. I bloomed them the last 2 years in a row, and I really found last year, the year before the blooming, had really slowed them down a lot. So no blooms this year. Let them recover. These orchids, I've had quite a few blooms this spring. They can almost come out of the greenhouse now. Go outside. This one grew a really long spike on it. Nice pink one. What else do we have? Aristoleucoides here is looking really, really nice. Nicest pictures ever. That one's about to fade, I can tell. What else do we have in here? That is, this is new. This is my Singulana cross Red Hairy Hamada. Just got that guy. It's a cutting, so it's already in the vining stage sort of thing, so I won't get lower pictures on it until I'm adjusting some of the pictures up here to keep it upright. I won't get lower pictures on it, sadly, until it basils, but it is what it is. Lots of stuff is spiking for Nepenthes, lots of flowers around. There's a Sibuensis. Right up there is a Lavicola. That turned out to be female, so that's pretty nice. My little tray of my little personal gems here. Edwardsiana is doing nice in the foreground here. Some little Hamada Edwardsianas right behind it. Argentii. Undulata folia cross Hamada. Only a tiny picture on my Attenborough there, but there's a nice picture. I'm going to move the tag down on this one here. Muluensis lowii is a nice hybrid. I really like this one. So nice. A little bit of Utricularia in amongst the pot. I'm really liking my Utricularias this year. So, some seed-grown Rajas, some BE Rajas. And yeah, Aoife Piata is doing really good back there. There's a nice Niagara behind it there. What else? Right above our heads, there's lots of stuff sort of vining. You're all can have horrible black backlighting now. Up there somewhere, under the backlighting, my Jamban bloomed, and it was female, so I pollinated it, cross-pollinated it. So we'll have some cool crosses in there. Burbidgei. I have taken these guys right down from the light. They do not like light. There are some plants, some Nepenthes that just hate light. And for me, these guys are one of them. They turn red so fast. So fast. So another one is Azume. They hate light. So I've got them shaded. I'm experimenting with my Macrophylla down here because it's looking like it's not liking the light either. It's getting some weird colors on the leaves. So I've really taken it down from the roof. And the newest leaf is coming out really nice. But yeah. So, another Edwardsiana. It's just down here because it's due for a repot. I have been repotting a ton of plants this year. My Velocichamber is looking really, really nice. These are all 4-inch square pots here, so I'll give you some size ideas of the Velosas. And yeah, and I got in some Borneo Exotics Velosas. They're finally back out. Borneo Exotics has released some Velosas and they came in huge, at least in comparison to some of my other plants. This plant here is bigger than these plants that I've been growing for like 5 years. So that was nice. So hopefully they do really well. And they're supposed to not need the really cold temperatures either, which is nice, nice, nice. But yeah, Velosas do good in here. Right now the temperatures are 11 and 12. 10 and 11 Celsius at night, which is like 52 Fahrenheit. And then it gets up to about 20, it's set to 24. The cooling kicks on at 25 in the daytime, so it never gets above 25 in here. But yeah, that is the Velocichamber. Highland Chamber, Ultra Highland Chamber, whatever you want to call it. I'll close the lid. There is supplemental lighting. These are LED lights. They look like regular light bulbs, but they're not, just to give it some extra light. Down lower on the ground here, we have Dracula Bella in bloom. There's a few blooms kicking around for that. One in the other plants there. Really nice looking. Again, this time of year, I try to lower these Draculas down quite low so that it's cooler and humid down here than it is up top. Very shaded too. Right beside this, we have a Pleurophthalid. Nice one out in bloom. Looks like it's got 4 about to open in there. So, very nice. Ping Gigantica is down there. That's in a 1-gallon pot. It's deceivingly big, but still not very big. Nice little bloom on that. A couple meaty Sibuensis pictures. We must be zoomed in because that picture looks huge. Let's zoom back out. There we go. So, looking pretty big there. It's really heavy. And yeah. This one is very nice too. What is that? That is my Petiolata. Looking good. Here is some of my larger Heliamphoras. I've done some pollination this year, so we have some seed pods starting to swell on some of these guys. This is Heterodoxa cross Ionazani, I think it is. But yeah, there's a few spikes down there coming out. So, doing well. This one's almost due for a repot. That's a big plant. Some more Heterodoxa Heliamphoras in bloom. I'm trying to do some pollinating. These, it's funny because this particular clone has no pollen in it. I can't get any pollen out of these things at all. All of my Heliamphoras are down here this time of year. They have their light if they need it. And yeah, it's just the coolest spot for them. They used to be over there in one shelf up, and it was like got too much direct sunlight, and it was 2 feet or 2 feet higher, so it was warmer as well. You guys still get some sunlight down there, but it's morning sun, and then it's shaded for the afternoon, and they're doing well. All of these guys got a repot this year as well, so I've been busy repotting. Like I have mentioned, I am really into my Utricularias this year, so I'm making an effort to grow my Alpina a little bit bigger. Doing quite well. My Longfolia is coming back nicely. I let it dry out last year and it like almost died on me. It was all crunchy, but it's come back nicely from that. I'm seeing some nice Masdevallias out. This is Lavender Ripple. Beautiful purple. I love that one. Yeah. Get some morning sun. Sorry about that. Flowers. You're caught on the light. What else do we have? The warm side, where I'm still growing this cold growing Paphnsignes on the warm side in the wrong spot, but it's been here for a while and it's doing well. That's nice. What else do we got? On my live video, I showed my keiki paste. It's had some interesting effects. These two plants here both came from the same vendor at the same time, and neither one of them grew anything really. They've just been stalled. So I put some of my cloning paste, whatever it is, growth stimulant paste on this plant, and lo and behold, this one is growing and this one is not. So, but unfortunately, my results are too robust. I guess it was too strong. I'll show you some examples of that. My new beautiful vanilla vine, I put some paste on it and I didn't realize it was like going to work 100%. And look what it's done. It's like growing these massive growth points on them everywhere. Because I thought, you know, the odd one might grow. But nope, everywhere I touch this paste, stuff grows. So it's pretty crazy. I touched this paste on this dendrobium here and gave me a keiki there on some old growth. Keiki down here. I made sure to do it like in spots that were like super old growing, and everywhere I touched, there's another one. It just, growth exploded out on it. It just stimulates all growth. If we look up quite high into the Cattleya area, we have a few things in bloom up there. My Walkerina's in bloom. Let's see if I can turn it a little bit. Everything gets stuck with roots, and the Veitchii are right in your way. There it is. You can kind of see it there. It's quite a light color, and the backlighting is horrible, so we're not going to get good shots up here. Another one up there. So yeah, stuff's happening above our head as well. Let's go down here and zoom you back out. I've got a few of these Pileas, Peperomoides, however you want to say that. They're kind of cool. Not an orchid, not a carnivorous plant, just a house plant, but they're kind of trendy right now, and yeah, they're kind of neat. Some more Utricularia, lots of little Sandersonii blooms there. My Dendrobium Copper Queen is out, so that's looking nice. I made some vanilla orchid cuttings. I checked them yesterday, they're all starting to root. It took about 6 weeks. And I mentioned last time that I did get lengths of vanilla vine, which is way up there on the roof, crawling around, comes down, and is way down on the ground down there. So there's two vines that are kind of going across the roof now. And there they are, getting some sun down there. So some big vanilla vines in here. Check this out here. This is my jewel orchid. I did a repotting on this little creature this year too. Where can I put you? Right here in the corner. I really like this jewel orchid. It's always, never gets my attention. It's always underrated. So anyways, I repotted it this year, and I did the same thing to it. I used my cloning paste, and so far so good on the results. Actually, I stimulated so many new growth points. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. Everywhere I put the cloning paste, new plants came out. And they're not big and ugly like in some cases, like with the vanilla. They're just like a perfect size. So everywhere I look is like new little shoots coming out everywhere. Any node I put it on, it just started coming out. So yeah, this plant is going to get bigger faster now. Holy cow. Even on some pieces that were like there's nothing on it, boom. And you can see they're all the same sort of size because I put them all in the paste on all at the same time. But there's no way I would have got that many sprouts otherwise. So even down from below. So yeah, interesting stuff. I still think it's too strong. And this is one of the reasons I think that my cloning paste is too strong. Look at these keikis here. Like, what the hell? And of course, anywhere I touch, I'm like, I'll do 4 and 5. I'll do 5 just in case. That way one will take for sure. all of them took. But it's like, I'll have to just wait and see what happens here. Like, look at that. So, yeah, maybe a little bit strong. Maybe I just used it a little bit too much. I applied it liberally so you could see it on there. But either way, that is what's happened to my Phalaenopsis orchid. And I've done it in a few spots. So, let's see, this is my Schilleriana. I did on my Schilleriana. And I can see some leaves starting to come out now. So that's good. But look at the size of these things compared to the stem. But yeah. Another example here of it, since it's right in front of me, is this ant plant. These are two of my own seedlings. Let me back you up here. These are two of my own seedlings, born and bred in the greenhouse. Both about the same size. I added the cloning paste to this one, and not to this one. So you can see there's side growths coming out, and multiple growths coming out. This ant plant's going to turn into a bush. The thing is, I just got to see how long it takes before it like wears off, before all the growth hormones are sort of used up and it resumes normal growth. But yeah, interesting way to make an ant plant grow. Anyways, just a little fun in the greenhouse, I guess, seeing what I can do. Sometimes it gets boring just doing the regular old thing, right? I have some of these little watering containers in here. Put some of the roots in for like some water culture. It's kind of working. That root is dead, so that one's not working. But the other two roots that are in here, they seem fine. And I've done it in a few other spots down below here. And just hit some roots in that were all like loose, because they're all just loose anyways. And yeah, they for the most part seem to be working pretty well. That one didn't make it, but everything else in there has. So, and this has been going on for a couple months. But anyways, that is a greenhouse tour. That's what's going on. Thank you to everybody for my nice gifts. Cloning paste. Oops. We'll see what happens, right guys? I'll keep you updated on this. But yes, thank you for my nice gifts. Thank you for my nice plants. Thank you for watching this video. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. As always, thanks for watching.